You might be able to hear
You're
already.
hearing the voice of Ivy Bean from Bradford. And we're going on to the web now with Olly Mann. And Olly, tell us about Ivy before we link via webcam to her.
Well, this is terribly exciting because this is inspirational news, really, I think, to anyone who's in their 60s or 70s or 80s or 90s.
Or 30s or 40s.
Who says, I'm too old for the internet,
Yeah.
I'm never going to understand internet shopping or email or MySpace, forget it. Well, Ivy, at the age of 103, was last month declared the oldest person in the world on Facebook. She has her own Facebook profile. She had 9 friends. She lives in a residential care home in Bradford, and now she has 5,000 friends, thanks to the exposure she's been getting all around the world.
Really?
Wow.
Well, we're now going to cross. We're her new friends. Hello, Ivy Bean. It's Eamon and Ruth here. Can you hear me okay, Ivy?
Hello?
Hello, Ivy.
Well, we're here. Ivy, Olly tells me you're 103. Is that right?
Well, then, let's live here each time.
Oh, good. So you're just still 102 at the moment. Now, tell me where you are at the moment. We're speaking to you in Bradford. Where do you live?
At the holiday home at, what name is it? Hillside Manor.
Yes.
Hillside Manor. Home.
The home, yes. And they're very good. They love you using the computer there. How did they tell you about Facebook? Tell me who introduced you to Facebook.
Who told you about Facebook? Who told me about Facebook? There's this lady at this place.
Yes. And
Nana.
are you enjoying it? Tell me what you do on Facebook.
I'm enjoying it, yes. All the friends as well there.
Lots and lots of
I
friends.
got some lovely messages. Yeah.
So you're Ivy Bean. Are you related
Yes.
to Mr. Bean? Is he your son?
Mr. Bean, no, I'm no Mr. Bean, son. I have some grandsons.
Well, Ivy,
yes.
it's great.
They're different then.
It's great that you
Pardon?
do this. And Olly was telling me there are how many people queued up waiting to be her friend?
9,000 people waiting to be your friend, Ivy.
You have to be my friend.
9,000.
9,000. 9,000. Well, Ivy, we're
thank
going to say
you.
goodbye to you. Thanks for showing that it all works. All the best.
Yeah,
Very nice
thank
talking
you.
to you. And
Bye-bye.
I hope. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you very much indeed. And thanks to everybody up there in your residential home. Lovely.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Ivy. Thank you very much indeed.
Oh, she's amazing.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yes, we're gone. Yes.
And it worked. The
Still works.
technology
Yeah.
worked. Oh,
She's still there.
She's still there.
I think I'll turn this speaker off. That might help for anything
Okay.
indiscreet was said.
What a lovely lady.
Yes, well, moving on.
Yeah.
Brilliant that she can do it.
Incredible. Well, from someone who's 102, excuse me, not 103 yet, to someone who's
Yes.
9 years old, but the viral video featuring them has been going all over the internet. They're called Little Gordon, as in kind of Little Lantern Deck, but with a certain Michelin-starred chef. Let's take a look at this sketch.
Can you give me the motor, please? Now? What's your name?
John.
John, why exactly have I been waiting an hour for food in an empty restaurant?
We've
How much money are you losing every week?
$2 grand.
2 grand? Can you afford to lose 2 grand every week?
No.
There's a BAFTA waiting for that boy somewhere.
It's kind of Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares meets The Omen, isn't it? It's quite scary. I'm more intimidated by him than by the original, I think.
Did you have to cut out some of the...
It is a bit sweary.
Choice of words.
It's a bit naughty.
Heavily edited.
Yes. But 140,000 people have seen that, and it's basically an advert for a hospitality recruitment website, so they've done pretty well out of that viral.
That's very good.
This is something else now. There's been getting 1.3 million views on YouTube, Mozart. Now, you wouldn't think classical music buffs watching that would necessarily be drawing in the punters, but it all depends on how it's played.
OK.
That is the order.
I'm not sure it's got album written on it.
What a brilliant skill to be able to pick up and learn, though. And, you know, he wasn't even playing the tune to begin with. He was just waiting to get through to his bank.
And all these hits that everybody gets,
Yeah.
forgive my ignorance, but
Yeah.
that's literally word of mouth. So you say, oh, have you seen that really funny thing on YouTube? And then everybody...
Exactly,
looks
people
on.
emailing each other
Yeah.
and finding it on the web and, yeah, saying, have you seen this thing? I think he is going to get a music contract out of it. I hold hope.
OK, well, we'll get him in if he does.
Now, here is the thing you want to see. Some people have difficulty getting into their jeans. Some people don't, Ollie.
Exactly. I think the popularity of this can be explained very quickly. Ruth, on behalf of the ladies watching, would you be interested in seeing 4 attractive young men in their pants doing backflips?
Oh, yes.
There we go. And you have an internet hit on your hands. Here's some men doing some somersaults into some jeans.
When I wake up,
My word.
Isn't that impressive?
It's incredible.
pull on my jeans and I feel
But can I
It's
say,
incredible.
boys, that's bound to be a little bit tender,
You
isn't it?
don't want to get it wrong, certainly.
Oh.
But there's no evidence that any trickery is being used. Mind you, it is, in fact, paid for by a famous jeans company, this particular little clip. But it hasn't stopped 4 million people forwarding it around. And, you know, genuinely impressive, this stuff. Look at this.
And you think that's for real? You don't think there's any...
I
It
think
looks
it is.
very real.
It looks very real.
They've certainly invested a lot of time and effort if it isn't real.
Tell you, I'd like to see the outtakes, though.
Yeah.
No one hurts themselves in the finished product, which doesn't quite strike me as authentic either, I have to agree.
Ruth's
Well, there's
favourite.
another crazy rabbit.
Yes,
you
Ruth
you
likes
have a crazy
rabbit.
rabbit every week.
You like a bunny? I've
do.
got a bunny waiting around every corner. This one is in contact with a snake. Now you wouldn't necessarily expect this chain of reactions in the natural world, but let's see what happens when a snake meets a rabbit.
Oh, he went back for more. Oh, look at that. Look at that. See, she's trying to run him off. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Is she going to bite him? That's what she's doing. Look at that, honey.
Well, I presume it's not a poisonous snake.
You would think not,
Do you know
although
the
I'd be scared of a snake.
The
That's
scariest thing about that looked like someone's back garden. That
Yes,
man's
yeah.
laughing and there's a snake in his
Maybe
back
in
garden.
Australia or something. That's what happens there in your back garden. From rabbits to dogs. Jerry the dog.
best fun with pets on the web I've seen this week. This is amazing. This is a man who is... Everyone gets bored, don't they? Walking their dog every day, playing with the dog every day. Not saying you don't have to do it, you do. But not if you find a way around it like this man has. This is Jerry the dog and the machine that's been built for him specially by his owner to play fetch. And the incredible thing is he seems just as happy basically playing with the machine.
And his tail's wagging. What a clever dog that he can actually work the machine himself and love it.
Puts pay to the lie about man's best friend, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's clearly just as happy playing with a tennis ball machine as he is with a real person. I just love
Now,
it.
long, awkward pose. What's that? all
Right, now,
about?
this is my favourite web trend that I've discovered. Now, I've only discovered it this week. It has been going for a few years. But this is that thing. OK, you know when you're taking a picture of a group of mates, you've got your digital camera, and you're doing that thing of hold it, just
Everyone's
stay
going,
together,
"Hurry up,
everyone's holding the
hurry
pose.
up."
And then you realise, by mistake, you've pressed the camcorder button, and you've been making a little film rather than taking a picture, and it's
Yes.
very embarrassing, and
Oh,
you
I'm
delete
glad
the
I'm not
file.
the only one that does that then.
Common mistake, common mistake. Well, imagine you were doing that as a prank, you were doing it deliberately, and then you uploaded the resultant film to the internet,
Yeah.
and then you tagged it with the word long awkward pose, and hundreds of thousands of people around the world laughed at your friend
So
holding
your
a
friend's
pose
looking stupid.
for a minute and a half. This is a montage of some of my favourite bits. Look out for the girl who had pretzels on her eyes for a minute and a half.
Okay.
Where did you get these glasses?
Is this a video? Are you ready?
I broke it!
Hold it.
Hold it.
So change your pose.
God.
Okay. Is it a flash? No. That hurt. Yes.
Any day.
Three cheese.
Jeez. You're not doing anything. Is it video that you're doing? You're doing video? It's hilarious.
Hilarious. Do you know what?
Always
There are
not
so
happy.
many people who just cannot operate their cameras.
No, I know. So you
Or
can
take a
convince them.
joke, clearly.
Well,
Yeah,
exactly. But you can convince people for, like I say, a minute and a half, that girl had pretzels holding her eyelids open.
Yeah.
So everyone was like, yeah, just another couple of seconds.
Hang on, nearly
Well, that
there.
happens to us every day. People are very, very good when we go outside to do the items outside, but they've all come with phone cameras and cameras, and nobody can operate them. It's very, very rare you get
No,
somebody
it was
operating.
working just
So
now.
so you do all that. And then you're on video. You're on video, as it were.
brilliant.
So excellent, mate. Thank you
Good
very much.
stuff.
indeed
It's
for that.
all pleasure as
Good
always.
romp
Good
through
stuff.
the web there. Roz Frampton. Hello, Roz. Roz on the subject of shoes. She says, Eamon, you have a fabulous wife, and I'm sure you enjoy every penny that she spends on her many shoes. As you said, do have another pair.
Yes.
That's Roz says.
Thank you,
There
Roz.
you
I
are.
will. I will
Okay,
get
Roz.
another
Thank you very
pair.
much indeed.